It's Motivation Monday. Woo! Let's do this, baby. Today we're talking about accountability. It's great to be back. What's going on, everybody? It's Jacob Billett, CEO of Billett Enterprises. And today we are talking about accountability. Now, if you're one of a new subscriber on my channel, I've had a huge influx of subscribers. I've just recently got monetized, passed through, good to go. And I have not been on for Motivation Monday for a couple of weeks now. In case you didn't know, I was super sick during the end of December. I actually had to go in and get some surgery. Had really bad infection going on with one of my teeth that was making me really sick. But I am back, and we're going to talk about something a lot of people don't like talking about or really doing in their lives, and that is accountability. So just going to ask everybody out there, first of all, what were your goals for 2020? Right? It's the new year. We're about, a week into the new year? And how are you doing so far on those? So a lot of people shy away from accountability because it calls them out. There's nothing wrong with calling yourself out. It's actually really healthy. If you screw up, call yourself out on it. Fix it. Fix the issue. Then move on. A lot of the most unsuccessful people that I've ever met in my life. I've got a lot of really successful people in my circle of influence. I got a lot of unsuccessful people that's also in my sphere of influence. Some of these people I've helped out. Some of these people I try to coach. I mean, disclaimer, I'm not a life coach or anything like that. But there's some people that go, hey, I'm having a hard time, this and this and this. And I get a lot of messages. I talk to a lot of people. I've got a decent social influence. And normally the people that start doing a little bit better are the people that stop blaming everybody else and they start blaming themselves. Now, it doesn't mean you got to beat yourself up. Here's the thing. You don't need to be like, oh, I suck, or, oh, I can never do anything right. Woe is me. You start thinking about some stupid stuff. That's not the case, but going through life and pointing at everybody else and saying it's everybody else's fault but yours is a definite way. I mean, the rate of failing in life, having that kind of mindset, is astronomically high. Check it out. Not everybody gets a fair shake in everything. There's always the same level of opportunity for people in the world, but your decisions and the things that you do in your life are going to dictate what you're going to be able to do. There's no shortage of opportunity in this world. Anybody, I am a firm believer that everybody can accomplish whatever they want within reason in life. You can't be a 5'9" guy like myself. Actually, this came out in one of my live streams. But you can't be a 5'9" individual like myself and all of a sudden become 6'6" and play in the NBA. Okay? Again, within reason. The whole, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Yes, within reason. So again, I'm a realist, but it doesn't mean you got to sell yourself short. So one of the main things I want to get at is that on Facebook, I like to associate with a lot of different kinds of people, right? I learn a lot. I can ask questions. Typically, people are open to talking about me, especially when it comes to communities and things I don't know anything about. The only way I can learn is to engage, right? And I've been seeing a lot of people that have made these New Year's resolutions, which is great, right? I mean, have a plan. Set something up, set a goal. So they have these plans for this year, and they're already way off track. And the blame game is already happening on Facebook. A lot of people love to air out all their drama on Facebook, which is a great learning tool for me, but that's really not how to get ahead. That's really not the answer to your question. If you're trying to vent or whatever, that's one thing. But when you're venting like every day and you're just a hot mess all the time and you're throwing it on Facebook as well, that's not addressing the issue. But some people, they don't want to be fixed. Some people, they like the attention of being broken. It just goes to a lot of different times where, I've offered people money. I've offered people employment. I've offered people alternative ways to gain income, to have a better life. And I've had people flat out refuse. It's like, man, if you're struggling that hard, if you're having that hard of a time to do something and somebody throws out a lifeline that can help you, financially, I can help you. Like here, I need these certain things done, and I'll pay you. I'll pay you well. And I don't hear anything back ever. And again, some people are just there. So if you're one of those people, this video is probably not going to do a lot of good for you. But if you're really trying to get ahead, if you're really trying to live a better life, either spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, whatever, right? One of the biggest things, one of the biggest takeaways from this Motivation Monday is holding yourself accountable. Man, you're going to screw up. You're going to screw up. We had this one guy on my live stream a couple weeks ago, that screwed up. I'm not getting into the guy's name, but he was basically pirating material, right? He was using, publicly available materials such as, it was actually a cell phone commercial that he downloaded and then put on his YouTube to try to get views and everything else, which is completely ethically wrong, right? It's wrong. It's you're stealing content for gain, right? Huge copyright issue, and he's been pretty active in my community, and he asked me to promote his work, and so I promote his work, and right off the bat, I know it's a commercial. Right off the bat, I know. I wouldn't even want to call it a commercial. It was like an introduction of this new phone that was like 30 minutes long, and as a business person, those kind of ads and those kind of graphics and promotional, that costs a lot of money as a company. A lot of people don't realize how much advertising really does cost. And so this company spent a ton of money to get this content out. And this dude downloads it and promotes it as his own content, which is, again, completely wrong. And I called him out on it, and he was really upset. He goes, well, I didn't know. And you know what? And maybe he didn't. But I'm like, hey, man, I can't promote this kind of work. This isn't fair. Next time I promote you, when I pull you up, I need all this content that's on your channel off, or I won't promote you anymore. And so, yeah, the dude screwed up, and he goes, I'm sorry, I'll take it down. I didn't know that. And you know what? And that happens. I have shown copyrighted music before. It was kind of shady because it used to be free use, and now it's not. So these guys are trying to claim copyright on some of the music, which I had to fix last week. But again, like you're gonna, moral of the story, you're gonna make mistakes. Sometimes small, sometimes big. The whole thing is take your lumps. Take your lumps and go, you know what? Hey, I screwed up. I won't do it again. Learn from it and then move on. Just because you make a mistake does not mean you're worthless. It does not mean that you can't come back from it. I am very proud of all the mistakes I made, including my first marriage. I still love my ex-wife. I wish the best for her. I really do. I don't wish anything negative on her at all. I learned a lot. It was a very, very educational time for me. Certain things I am more savvy to. Certain things I can I can have a lookout for. Some things it really did help me grow. It really did. And there are good takeaways from that. There are a lot of bad, but there are a lot of good as well. So I'm very thankful for that relationship. I'm very thankful of my past. I have a very troubled past when I was younger. I am proud for all of that. I have made a lot of mistakes. But again, those mistakes have led me to where I am today. And I'm in a very favorable position today. I have a very good life, and I'm very proud of that. I had to work very hard for it, So with this new year coming in, if you've already fallen off the horse, if you've already kind of fallen off the wagon, does not mean your entire year is done now. hold yourself accountable. Hey, man, I screwed up. Tomorrow's a new day. It's Monday, man. It's a new week. Everything else prior to this don't mean anything, right? Like, this is it. This is Monday. This is fresh. This is Motivation Monday. This is getting things going. So, again, hold yourself accountable. But like, you know what? Hey, I screwed up. I screwed up. And I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm not going to blame anybody else. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to kick ass. That is the thought process that you need to have. And that thought process, again, it's very, very healthy being critical of yourself. Not hypercritical, but being critical. You know what? Hey, I could have done that better. Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll learn from this. I'll move on. I make sure I don't repeat the same mistake, and move forward. Accountability is a very strong tool. It is. And you know what? You'll gain the respect from people that are around you too. I will always respect the guy that goes, you know what? Hey, I effed up. I screwed up. Like, I did. You know what? I did. There's no excuse. Like in the military, they taught us, no excuse. You screw up, no excuse. Learn from it, move on. Drive on, drink water, get the mission done. No excuse. I screwed up, right? It's okay. It actually will make you feel better. And other people around are going to go, you know what? You know what? That guy's legit. That guy's legit. He knows he screwed up. No excuses. It's like, you know what? He's not going to do it moving forward. Good to go. It's squashed. It's done. We start going, well, you know, and this and that and that and that, blah, 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 and you just start kind of rambling on because you just don't want to take the lumps. That's really a sign of a weak person, you know. And sometimes it's not your fault. But if it was your responsibility and it didn't get done, for example, in my company, if my managers and my chief operating officer and everybody underneath me in my hierarchy, if they all fail, I'm still the one making the phone call. I'm still the one going, hey, my company screwed up. This is what happened. From the information that I know, this is what happened. This is how I'm going to correct the issue, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to call somebody or email somebody after something happened and go, well, it was because of blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Listen, the company's my company. I represent my company. That's how it works. It's my company. So the buck ends with me. It's nobody else's fault. It's my fault. Sir, ma'am, we messed up. This is how I'm going to fix it. This is the steps I'm going to take so somebody else doesn't go through this again. That's how that works. So again, accountability. Hold yourselves accountable. If you screwed up already in this year, 2020, wipe it away. Doesn't matter. Move on. Drive on. Get the mission done. I'll see you all this afternoon.